Okay, good evening, students. We are starting with our session. The session is all about telephone etiquettes. Okay, so first we will start defining what is etiquette. Etiquette is all about, acceptable behavior in a society. You can even use a simpler word that is a good behavior for it. Okay, so good behavior, acceptable one in a society, and one that expresses respect and dignity for others as well as yourself. Why we need to follow such kind of a rules, or you can say a guideline, when we are behaving in a society? Very simple reason, because we are a social being, and that is what make us different from other living beings on this planet. Okay, so now we would be moving towards that. The topic what we are covering today for a session would be like, I would be giving you the details about why we need etiquettes, then what are the types of etiquettes, then we'll move on telephone and especially mobile phone etiquettes, and then giving you a small highlight about the you can say voice modulation that you can use in telephone communication. Okay, so we'll first start with the need. And even what etiquettes actually express your personality, your upbringing, and your cultural background. So it's very important that you are behaving in very acceptable manner. Okay, it should not happen that you're embarrassing someone or you're embarrassing yourself or your family. Okay, next would be etiquette is not only the way you behave, but it also helps you to learn so many things, like how to behave, how to talk, how to walk, how to sit, how to eat publicly, or might be at home as well. So it's not like that etiquettes you need to follow only in public. Okay, etiquettes need to be practiced and followed at home as well. ठीक है. Then we would be moving to etiquette, like it is obviously our first impression on someone. Okay, so the way you interact with anyone leaves your impression, or you help them to perceive yourself. So etiquette plays a very important role, in judging you, or might be judging wouldn't be the correct word. It would be creating your first impression. Okay, and when I talk about an organization, the first impression is known as your last impression. So that's very important for us, being a professional. Okay, next, moving on to etiquette. It also, helps to build your interpersonal relationship. That is very important when you talk about organization. Okay, so when you talk about organization, etiquette plays a very important role because it convey what you want to speak or what you want to express. Okay, now moving on to our main focus area, that is telephone etiquette. But before that, I want to highlight you what kind or what types of etiquettes are there. So one is social etiquette that you have to practice in society. Other is a little bit personal. Okay, so I'll just skip the personal category and I'll move on to the professional one. That would be meeting etiquette, how you're behaving when you're meeting with someone. Then your business etiquettes, how you're dealing with your customers and the stakeholders. Then might be, the formal events or formal dinner parties or conferences where you're eating, where you're meeting for conferences. So the etiquettes that you practice out there. Then the telephone etiquettes are there. Then we have done a category between the landline telephone etiquette and a mobile phone etiquette. A small, or you can say slight difference, or you can say do's and don'ts are slight different between both of them. Okay. Next would be telephone etiquette. Okay, so our main focus area for the day is telephone etiquette. Why we need to learn telephone etiquettes? Because telephone is the one of the cheapest or the easiest mode of communication nowadays. When talking about, even though the world is now moving around smartphones, but still we communicate on telephones. As far as organization is concerned, everybody is being given by or everybody is being provided with a desk phone. Okay, and there is one reception that is having a one intercom kind of a phone. Main system is there. So it's very important to execute or to understand what are the etiquettes, because that is how you are representing your organization to someone, and that someone would be your stakeholder for sure. Okay, so telephone etiquettes and individual. So what it is all about, that an individual needs to follow certain set of rules and guidelines while speaking on telephone. Okay, so why it is important to follow that? Because the other person on telephone is just listening to you. It's listening to your voice. So it's very important that you are communicating clearly, precisely, and to the point. Okay, then the person who is going to give you any kind of information from one side, that is termed as sender, and the person who's receiving the information or who's listening to that communication is treated as receiver or recipient. Then moving further, okay, we need to remember that voice plays a very important role because it is only your voice that is audible on telephone. Yes, I know that nowadays we have video conferencing, the way we are conducting session on telephones, but I'm talking purely on, I'm talking about the landline telephones right now. Okay, so when you talk on phone, you need to remember that your voice should be audible, clearly audible. Okay, the tone should be maintained properly. You should start the conversation with a warm greeting. It should not be like a way that, okay, I'm calling from this organization. Okay, no, this is not a correct idea. Okay, you should always greet a person, okay, whoever is on the other side. Okay, so now if I'm talking like this, okay, then suppose now it's evening. So I also started my session with saying or stating that good evening to everyone. Okay, the same way. Then never call person to odd hours. Obviously, we need to maintain the privacy and we need to respect the privacy of other person. So we need to avoid calling any person after 8 p.m. in the evening or before 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, the reason being these people must be busy with their family, friends or relatives or might be sleeping as well. Okay, then in any official call, don't use words like any guess who I am. Like now this is the word you will never expect on a formal conversation. Okay, and that will definitely going to irritate or upset the other person who has picked up your call. So don't do this. Okay, then we need to make sure that whatever we're going to speak to our suppliers, might be to clients, might be customers, or we are entertaining somebody's complaint or a feedback. So as per the occasion, we need to understand that our matter should be crisp, clear, and precise. Okay, then the reason would be why we need to follow this guideline, because it's very simple that we need to convince someone or maybe we need to communicate someone. So it should be meant in the same manner what we are intended to deliver. Okay, then after dialing, always reconfirm that the person whom you are interested to speak has picked up the phone. It can happen sometimes it's a landline phone. The concerned person is not available on the desk and somebody else would have picked up the phone. So it's very important that you need to make sure that the correct person has picked up the phone. And in case somebody else would have picked up the phone, then you need to rectify or you can ask them, right, that you're interested to speak to Mr. X. So would you please hand over the phone to Mr. X, like that. Okay, so it's very important. Otherwise, some people have a habit, hello, isko dena, usko dena, please, I have this complaint, that, do. So they just start speaking on the point directly. They don't know whom they are speaking to. Okay. Sometimes you end up speaking to a wrong person, complete conversation, and then what happens is you have to repeat complete conversation to the right person. So it's just waste of energy as well. Then always carefully dial the numbers. And it can happen. Sometimes there are cross connections. Sometimes you dial or you end up dialing a wrong number. So it's always better that you make sure that you're dialing a correct number. In case you end up calling someone, on a wrong number. So please hang up the phone with a courtesy. Okay. That's very important. Never put the other party on hold. That is a very bad manners actually. And that we have seen now, so many professionals, they practice like that. Okay. They will pick up your call. They have other phone also. They have their personal phone also. They'll say, wait a minute, I'll talk to them. Then they'll put other person on hold. They'll speak to you for 30 seconds. Then again, they swap the phone. So this is very bad habit. Somebody has called you. Somebody needs your time, might be for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. So as per the priorities, please speak to that person. And in case you're occupied, just clearly state the person that you'll get back to him or her in next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Then while interacting over phone, you never need to make other sounds like somebody has a habit of doing something or something like putting a pen or making a cracking noises like that, something like that. No, don't do that. And some people have a habit, if they are eating something, still they pick up the phone and they'll start conversating. Either what you can do is you can ask that person that I'm in the middle of my lunch or something like that. I'll just get back to you in 2 minutes. Okay. Or else hold on your lunch or your eating. Okay. Your dishes aside, keep them aside, finish your conversation, and then you can enjoy your food. Okay. So avoid chewing when you're communicating. Okay. On telephone especially. Then after completing the conversation, it's very important that you need to reconfirm that the person has received the message that you are interested to give him or her. Okay. So you need to reconfirm whether he understood all the details, what you are interested to or intended to deliver to him or her. Okay. So it's very important because I'm talking about professional etiquette at professional workplace. And you need to make sure in case you have to highlight certain words or you want that other person should make a note of it. So make sure that other person is making note of your important points, or might be you're guiding someone with address, or might be a time, or you're scheduling a meeting or something like that. So make sure that person has done a proper entry with proper date and time. Okay. So that is very important. How you're going to make sure you're not able to see that person. Okay. So you need to ask them sometimes, like, when you're giving some person some number or mobile number or a phone number, you make sure that the person repeats the same number so that you ensure that the person has received the proper details. Then don't take too long to pick up your call. It's very important when somebody is calling you. Don't, keep on lingering around here and there and then just pick up the phone. Don't do that. Don't make someone wait. Okay. In case you're busy, it's better you communicate. And nowadays you have lots of options. Okay. For that. Then in professional talks, never keep the conversation too long. It should be precise. It should be very clear. Okay. And obviously you have to make sure that it is very formal. Then if you are not the correct person and the speaker needs to speak to your fellow person or something like that, then you need to tell that person that please hold on. The person you are interested to speak to is not on the position or not on the place, and you will just figure it out where he or she is, and then they will get back to you. Or else if the person has gone out or somewhere else, please take the message on their behalf and then just pass it on to them as soon as they are back. Then decrease the volume of television or might be anything that is going to play or execute the role of a noise in your conversation. And in telephone, nowadays we have so many issues going on. There might be cross connections. There is an echoing that keeps on going on. You are able to listen to your own voice. Okay. Then if there is any disturbance continuously affecting your communication over telephone, then please make sure that you convey the correct message to the receiver that you will get back to him or her after some time once this disturbance gets clear. Remember, all the telephone etiquettes must be practiced for an effective and healthy communication and maintaining good professional relations. So this was all about telephone etiquettes. That is not yet being outdated. That's the reason we are just covering it up. Then there are mobile etiquettes. That's we are really interested to learn, right? Because nowadays it's generation of a smartphone. Half of the time our generation is hung up on the WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and so many things, I think. Okay. So it is very distracting tool or a gadget, you can say. But okay, anyways, we need to refer to its etiquette. They are also referred as mobiquettes. Okay, that refers to the guidelines that you need to follow when communicating on mobile phones. So things are quite different at home or friends, okay, place, but you need to be very careful when you're dealing in an organization. You need to always keep your cell phone in a silent mode, or vibration mode is a good option, or might be a very slow tone, and that is also a very nice tone. Don't put Bollywood songs, Hollywood songs, or some kind of horror, or some kind of anything, nuisance kind of a sound as your ringtone. Okay, that distracts not only you, but that distracts all other person who is sitting close to you. Okay, and then, that can be again a point of teasing for you as well. Remember, one thing, if company has given you a mobile phone for professional use, you don't need to share the same number with your friends and family. Okay, so you need to maintain that kind of decency, that professional number is for professional purpose, and then you can have obviously other number kept for your personal use. Then yes, never activate caller tunes as well on your mobile phones. That is also a bad expression. Okay, because the other person who's calling you for professional reason is nowhere interested to listen to the songs or the jokes that you have kept for them. Okay, never ever shout on the phone. We have a habit. If somebody is unable to, listen to us properly, or we are not audible properly, then we start screaming on the phone. Okay, that disturbs others also in a professional area, and that's not a good habit as well. Okay, we need to be very, very careful with our phone. We never forget your mobile phone on others' desk. Otherwise, what happen is, it is quite disturbing, not only for you, but also for, your colleague. Okay, then there would be always that you should greet the party on the mobile phone properly. And especially, when your con calls are very, very common on mobile phone, because that is the facility that you're enjoying while traveling, and you can hang up, or in between your traveling part, you are just, interacting with, or you are, might be participating in a con call. So during that, you need to make sure you are keeping it on mute, so that the sounds that are being created when you are traveling, it's not being audible to the other party. Okay, and you can listen to those people properly. Use earphones, okay, for the same purpose. And when you're communicating and you know that you're traveling, please make sure that you highlight this point when you're participating in a con call. The reason being, you are not, might be, or there would be a situation where you are not audible clearly. So if you highlight this point, then the other person know that, okay, fine, he or she is not able to respond back, but he or she is able to listen. Okay, so that you need to take care when you're using or when you're participating in a con call. Then obviously in mobile phone also you have to greet well. Okay, so it's not like that, oh, smartphones is there and I know whom I'm calling to, the numbers are flashing and everything, and the other people are also aware whom or who is calling to them, but still you need to greet them. Okay, that is a good manners. You need to speak very clearly, to the point. The formal point should be precise again. Okay, never chew while speaking. So the same etiquettes you can follow what you were supposed to follow on telephone. Okay, it's a bad manners to pick call when someone is sitting, okay, with you. So please make sure that you not keep on checking your mobile phone if you are interacting with someone else. Okay, even it's colleague, even it's a cafeteria, you need to say, excuse me, if you have to take it, and just go on some other side and pick up your call. Okay, that is the decency that we expect. Okay, or you can say the courtesy. Okay, make sure your smartphones are not hampering your productivity, because I have seen so many people, they have just got the habit, they keep on checking their mobile phone in every 5 minutes. Even though they don't have any messages, they don't have any updates, still they keep on doing this because it's a habit now. Okay, next would be, you have to avoid, like I have told you, calling your clients or customers on odd timings. Then you have to switch off your mobile phones or keep them mute when you're attending some kind of a seminar. It's better to keep them switch off, because somehow or the other you just keep on checking their screen. The smartphones are damn bad. Very disturbing element. Okay, so in case of any emergency, if you feel you're expecting some very important stuff of communication and you're attending some kind of an event, so make sure you're just keeping that numbers on emergency, or you're keeping that numbers, highlighted one or a favorite one. So you come to know that, okay, this is a very important thing to attend in between, and then you can just go to one corner or just leave the conference room, go out and speak. Okay. Now in this complete session, I just highlighted do's and don'ts of, while communicating on telephone. But the main concern of me, when talking about telephone etiquettes would be of voice modulation. Because on telephone, you are acting as a professional, might be you're convincing your client, might be you're negotiating with supplier, might be you're handling a customer care complaint, okay, might be you're handling an issue with your senior, or might be you're handling a quarrel or conflicting situation with your subordinates. So it's very, very important to take care of your voice modulation, because that is the only tool you're going to use on telephones. Okay, so modulation is what it's all about, controlling or adjusting something. And when I talk about voice modulation, so it would be controlling or adjusting the voice. Okay, so why it is so important? Voice modulation when you're talking about telephone etiquette. So it's very important because we are expressing our confidence, we are expressing our opinion, we are expressing our stand, we're expressing something that is going to convince someone. Okay, so it's very important to highlight voice modulation when you're talking about telephone etiquette. It will help you to build better relations or to become a better professional. Okay, so voice modulation is all about changing the pitch, tone, sound, loudness, okay, of voice and inflection of the voice. Okay, I'll come to that point. What is inflection for sure? Okay, then it gives your voice mood, meaning, and sound attractiveness. So it's very important that you know how to use voice modulation. So what can be the important factors that plays a very important role to modulate your voice? It's speed or pace of your speech. Okay, so you have to maintain your pace at medium or slow level. Okay, if you are talking on telephone and you know that the other person is unable to hear you, so please maintain it at slow speed. And in case the other person is in proper range, or he or she is in office or on landline, so you can maintain a medium pace because they are able to listen to you clearly. Okay, next would be pitch or depth of voice. Okay, when I talk about pitch or depth of a voice, then you can start simply practicing increasing the depth. So when I say depth, basically from where do we speak? Vocal cord that is situated in your neck, that produces sound, some kind of a sound that is getting resonated in between teeth and tongue and your vocal cord. Something like that logic is being, I hope, being aware by most of the people. In case not, then I'm highlighting this fact. Okay, so depth would be try to speak from your chest or from your abdomen. Okay, yeah, that is your stomach. So say how someone can speak from the stomach. Yes, we can speak from the stomach, and that creates a lot of weightage in your sound. See, I tried. Okay, so I know most of the people feel that this is a funny part, but when you have to create a depth, and when you are trying to address a conference where thousands of people are attending it, or might be seminar or business debates are there, or some kind of supplier meetings are there where you're quoting some kind of tenders or negotiating on tenders on something like that, you have to put depth in your voice so that people should listen to you very clearly and they should give weightage to what you are speaking. So it's very important that you keep that kind of a level, and that comes with practicing. For that, so many people go to voice coaches as well. Okay, so if you listen to celebrities, if you listen to the politicians that speak very nicely, you know that these guys, they have not learned the speech like this, where they're addressing thousands of peoples all together. They are practicing this kind of pitch or depth of voice to make their speech very, very impactful. Pauses. It's very important to take a pause. Okay, so pauses can be when there are commas, when there are colons, when there are question marks. Okay, so like, you guys are not interested in telephone etiquette, I guess, because nobody is live yet, but okay, that's fine. Okay, then when you are using conjunctions, okay, that time you can take a pause. Okay, so conjunctions are the words that help us to join the two words, like and, but, while. Okay, so neither, yet, either, or something like that. So it's very good because the listener can just understand what you're speaking continuously, and then with your pause, they can just interpret what they have listened so far, and then they can move ahead. Okay. So on, obviously, telephone, you're not supposed to take so long pauses. It should be very slight. And I have already highlighted the fact that your communication should be very precise and very formal and to the point. So, we need to stick to that thing as well. Then your sound should be very fluent and natural. Next would be power. You need to execute power in your voice modulation. In case you're taking stand or in case you want to win someone on your side, then there should be power in your speech. It's very, very important. The more depth you have, the more powerful you can sound. Okay, so depth has a direct relation to the power. Volume. Volume would be slow, medium, loud. Okay, so depending on that, suppose if I'm on con call, then I'll be using a loud kind of volume. And in case I'm speaking to one person on telephone, then I would be using only slow to medium volume. Okay, that is that I have to ensure that I'm clearly audible. Then emphasis. We need to put emphasis by some kind of pressure or focus on keywords or syllables, we can say. Okay, just like, okay, to create a contrast effect, something like that. Okay, you know that white and a black color background on that office, something like that. White and a black. So something like that, you have to emphasize on it. Or might be if you're talking to someone about the feature of your products or services, then you need to highlight it. That, okay, we are offering breakfast with our room services. Okay, or might be if you book for 3 days, then you'll enjoy a lavish breakfast from our end. Okay, or if you book a holiday package with us, we will give you a complimentary tour service. Something like that. Okay, so you need to highlight that. I have not highlighted when communicating to you, but you need to highlight that. Okay, so it's very important. And it makes your voice very clear also and very attractive also if somebody is listening to you very, very nicely. Last point in the voice modulation would be inflection. Inflection is you're trying to express your mood, your feelings in communication. So suppose if I want to express happiness, so you're not able to see me, right, on telephone. So how are you going to, that is a great achievement by my team. Something like that, right? So you can feel the excitement in my sound that, okay, I'm very happy with whatever my team has achieved. Okay, then it's very disappointing. You guys have done very bad and blunder. So I have used a low tone. Somebody will shout at this, conversation that what the bloody you guys are doing, something like that. So you need to create that kind of scenario that that person is not actually happy and appreciating your bad performance. Okay. So this is inflection. That means you are trying to link the feeling or the mood in your voice. Okay, so it's very important that you keep on adjusting your voice modulation as per the occasion, as per the purpose you want to serve, as per the things or information you want to convey or communicate to other person or your stakeholders or in an organization. It's very important because it helps you to build interpersonal relations. And I would expect a questionnaire in case, you guys have any kind of queries coming in on this topic. So you can mail to our technical team. Thank you. Okay, I'm just now waiting for 5 minutes more because we are expecting in case somebody wants to chat. I think there were no live people today, so I don't think somebody would start, communicating to us. But what I suggest is whenever you go through the telephone etiquettes, please, you need to understand its importance in communication. You need to understand that voice modulation is very important. Listening skills are also very important when you talk about telephone etiquettes, because what happens is somebody is seriously trying to convince you about something and you don't have a time to listen to that other person. So listening skill is very important. Then gestures would be through your voice modulation. Okay, so whatever the gestures you have to communicate, it won't be physical gestures or body gestures, what we call. It would be all voice gestures that you have to use. So you're taking pause, you're listening, you're using a word, something like that. You're creating a serious tone, or you're using a loud volume because you want to make other party understand that you're very serious and disappointed with this kind of instance. So something like that you have to keep on using. So it's basically playing with your voice modulation when I'm talking about all the good behaviors on telephone etiquette. Okay, I remember one of the incident with one of the phone banking officer. I remember that day was a very, very struggling day for me because I was trying to, withdraw money from ATM. So it just got, I don't know what was their problem. The card was not getting accepted, or might be they were showing me that your transaction is cancelled. And I went to 3 to 4 different ATMs at certain distance. But what was happening same time? My amount was getting deducted. Somebody is there. How to talk on low signal or disconnecting or interrupting calls. Sometimes it becomes irritating. Okay. Ruxana Jamal, hi. So it would be a better that if you convey that person that you are in the area where the signal is low, or might be he or she is in the area where the signal is low and it's disconnecting. So it's better you need to wait. You need to get to that place where the signal strength is complete, or you can say full, and then you can probably start your conversation. So it's better option is to wait. That is what I highlighted. Okay, in my session. Okay, any more? I completely agree to this, that it is very irritating, when you want to seriously speak to someone very, very important and the call is getting dropped or might be disconnecting. What is the meaning of etiquettes? Dula etiquette is good behavior, or you can say an acceptable norms that an individual is supposed to follow or you can say in a society. What is psychology? Psychology is concerned with our telephone etiquettes. I don't think so. So Fareen, this would be irrelevant questions with our topic. Can you feel about speed and phase of voice? Yes, we can feel right now. If you're not feeling that my pace is medium, and right now it's very slow. So you guys are able to understand what I am trying to tell. Yes, you can feel that. Okay, very well, you can feel that. Try to listen to English channels. Okay, try to listen to someone with American accent. You will never catch up with the speed, the way they're using the words. Okay, that would be the great thing. Okay. That is a great thing that I came to know that 20 students were live for the session, but nobody's popping with some kind of a conversation, or there are no queries from the students coming up. Okay, the psychology part would be irrelevant. Sultana, you can come up with some other query. I hope Anna Maria Shaju, I have clearly told you right now, like the way I was speaking, trying to read your name on my screen is clearly indicating that I am using a slow speed because I don't want to make a pronunciation mistake. Okay, there is one more highlight of the session would be we need to work on our phonics as well. Because as I highlighted, American people have a great accent and a fast speed while speaking. We need to work on our pronunciation while communicating. Thank you.